You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm and Jupiter. A world-class experience. Visit BremenBMW.com. And by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Hello and welcome. It is Friday. I'm your host here, Kevin. Yes.
I'm so sick of these weekdays.
Well, hello, everybody. Kev here. Ricky Bobby is here.
Hello.
We got Diener up in here.
I'm back.
And Jordan is in with us again today. Hello.
Yes, I am. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Well, we got many things to get to here today. The most exciting is not golf. I don't know if golf's ever going to be exciting unless somebody takes a club to somebody on the course.
Well, I mean, it was almost exciting when you saw that. You saw Tony Finau almost snap his foot off.
Ankle right
That was
off.
about the most exciting thing.
I'm glad you figured out how to pronounce it. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. Finau. Finau? Is that what it is?
Finau.
We had like a little 2-minute meeting on the pronunciation, and that's what we decided on. Even if it's wrong, that's what we're going with.
No, that's actually right. I
is it
watched.
legit?
Yeah.
Finau.
Finau. Hey now.
I mean, amazing, which I'm sure a lot of people already know. He snapped his ankle on the par 3 the other day, just practicing around. Then yesterday comes out, plays the, game of his life.
Yeah, like it didn't even bother him.
Two strokes behind almost the entire day.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Ridiculous.
It looks like Finau is
Finau.
not Finet, but he's slipping back a little bit. So
Not Fiend. I caught that little Boy Meets World reference there.
there you go.
Good job,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Is he back now? He's slipping back? He was what, like 1 or 2 shots off the lead.
I mean, I think it's a great story, but I don't know if this guy's keep in mind, it's 4 days, man. You got to have a
Yeah.
lot in the tank.
And
you
I
know?
mean, that was the first day on that bummed ankle.
Yeah.
These next 3 days are going to be rough.
He said it was excruciating.
Oh, God.
Said the pain
It
was
looked like
ridiculous.
it.
Oh yeah,
High ankle sprain.
Yeah, well, that's what they equated to. But no, I mean, the dude popped. I mean, it was popped out. It was like
Like
gone.
a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, it was definitely popped. And
Was
he
it
had-
bad? I didn't watch it. Was it that bad?
Don't watch it if you don't like that kind of stuff.
We were
Watch
trying
it.
to rank it in like some of the gnarliest sports injuries you've seen, and I would put it at a B caliber. Like the A's,
Yeah,
you got your Joe Theismann,
that's an A+.
the kid from Louisville,
Kevin Ware.
Kevin
A++.
Ware. That was that
Plus,
may be
plus,
the most
plus.
gruesome of all time.
Well, it's because you saw the bone.
Yeah. So I think what he did was a category B. It was like
Okay.
ooh, but it wasn't like you wouldn't like throw up and barf
Okay.
all over yourself.
No, but you'll still cringe and look away.
It's
I'm sure I would.
cringeworthy,
It
yeah.
was a little quick, though. You know what I mean? It kind of happened, then he snapped it right back in, and it was fine.
Yeah, and then he kind of went about his day.
Lego Man.
Real excitement, and the drama that we want is MMA. Conor McGregor, maybe, I don't know, fueled up on the blow. I don't know,
I
the
would
booger
imagine.
sugar, Bolivian marching powder.
Bolivian marching pattern.
I
Yeah.
just want to see what else you can come up with. I just want to sit back and watch this.
Let him
Okay.
come up with names.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
for
Kevin's
cocaine?
like,
Yeah.
just sit down.
I got him. I'm ready.
I got
Disco
the names
dust.
for you. Disco dust.
Yeah.
My favorite's booger sugar.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's kind of what Dana White's alluding to. Is I think the cat's on drugs.
It must have been, right? I mean, who in the right mind? I know the dude's crazy to begin with, but
Yeah.
how do you go and do that? You take a metal railing and throw
Yeah.
it at a bus with your other fellow fighters.
Oh yeah, it
There
was
it is.
pretty insane.
Oh.
Hi.
There you go. Yeah, baby. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
We had like 30 goons from Ireland
Goodness.
that apparently had come in. They flew them in just for, this
Just
kind of
for
thing.
this.
So they were probably, all hopped up on the Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And,
a plane full of potatoes heading over.
Yeah. They probably had a little bit of blow, just kind of like get it all going. And then they just go over there and decide to, wreck some shop. And they did.
Yeah,
And
they did.
There's no faking to this, right? This is all legit.
Well,
Wait, no, hold on, Mister.
You never know.
well.
Well, that's the first question I got.
I think there's a conversation to be had whether this could have been staged. It seems like Conor McGregor is a bit of a showman.
Yeah.
This is pretty
Yes.
bad, though.
He does this kind of stuff.
Well, he hurt people. That's the only reason why I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, maybe he might be psychopathic.
I don't know. It seemed, I don't know. Is it out of place? This is right in line with what he does, right?
This was, even for him, I think it was a little out of place. I mean, because he injured people. This guy, he's in jail right now. You know what I mean? So that's why I think
Yeah,
this
it's a
was
little
real.
too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he fled.
He did. He fled the scene.
he fled and he's like get away in his like little Irish. Well, I don't even. Do they make cars? I don't know. It's something car, like a Fiat.
wait,
like a Fiat. I was
we
trying
do
to
drive in Ireland.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What you got in Ireland?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a bit much. It was like the fact that he injured people. That's the only reason why I'm like, I don't know. Unless the injuries were fake.
So I don't know.
Unless they volunteered to be injured by him.
When Dana White is talking here and he's talking about Conor McGregor, are you thinking that they really are having problems right now, or is just Dana White, is he in a sense slowly taking the MMA to the WWE?
I don't know. I mean, he does
3 initials. It all seems to work out.
It I mean, to a point, yeah. You want that kind of storyline because that storyline sells. I mean, Diener's 40 and still watches it, so I mean, obviously it still works.
Hold on. I'm not 40 yet, but yes, I still watch it.
We'll get to Diener in a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, don't worry.
He goes, "We're gonna make fun of Diener today," and I'm like, it's always on my show sheet.
Well, I didn't get to defend myself at all yesterday. I mean, it was
when
bad.
you're here, you don't
Nope.
defend yourself very
That's
well. So
true.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is what Dana White had to say this morning about Conor McGregor.
Crazy things happen. You're dealing with human beings with, personal lives and all these other things. But yeah, in the history of the UFC, this is definitely the worst thing ever that's happened. And this is not the Conor McGregor that I know.
This isn't the worst thing ever that's happened. There's no way this is the worst thing ever that's happened because people are talking about your sport. People are watching what's going on. This is one of the best things ever that's happened to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, yes, I mean
This
it's a
fantastic.
great PR.
This is
stunt.
fantastic for what you do and what you are. And he knows that.
They
he knows
said
this
there's no
is
such thing as
fantastic.
bad press.
Especially when you're talking about MMA. This is great for them.
He's the president of the company. He's got to save face and say the right
I
things.
know.
But I agree with you. I think in the back of his mind, he's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
We make so much money off of this, so much press right
Yeah.
before the pay-per-view tomorrow night.
Right.
Well, he's
Yeah,
also
great.
on that dumbass show that's on ESPN2. Get up,
Oh, stop.
stay woke.
Is he really? Who is?
Dana. That's where that was from. That stupid ass.
Is he a regular on that show?
No, he's not a regular.
Oh,
But he
okay.
was on that show, so obviously, everything has to be politically correct on that
Terrible.
show.
I wonder if it's going to help the ratings. You seen the ratings
I haven't
on that
seen
Get
the
Up?
ratings, no.
Oh my gosh, dude, they're so bad.
They are?
They're so
I wonder why.
bad.
I wonder why.
Yeah, no, they started that, because they had SportsCenter on forever. So if you wake up and you're in the groove of ESPN, since I was a kid, man, I've been
Yeah.
able to wake up and watch SportsCenter
Yeah.
on ESPN in the morning. It makes perfect sense. On Monday when they debuted that Get Up, 283,000 people tuned in for the debut.
Whoa.
And normally, like
280.
SportsCenter, okay, to give you a little bearing on that,
Put this in perspective.
last April, the ratings for SportsCenter 327,000. So the debut on Monday 283,000. We usually get a bump because of curiosity. So it lets you know a lot of people don't even care about the concept.
Yeah.
So the ratings were down from where they were with SportsCenter. On day 2, they fell to 243,000.
Jesus.
By Wednesday, it looked like the ratings were going to peg out at about 200,000. So you start at 283. By Wednesday, you're at 200,000, and you're used to getting 327 in that slot.
ESPN does it all the time. They used to have SportsCenter all night. So when I was driving to work, I would listen to SportsCenter on the way in.
It's great.
And it was great. And now they put dumbass Mike Golick Jr. on there. Like, I want to hear your potato head takes. I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, they built a lot, like we said it before, man. They built a lot of stars, and they let them go over to Fox.
Yep.
And that's kind of what's going down.
Get up.
Well, a little bit of action last night on the ice, man. How about them Panthers, baby?
Throws it cross ice. Ekblad, Dadonov, put us in front, score! Incredible goal by Barkov! What a setup! Knocked away by Bukestad. Vetrano in front, score! Frank Vetrano! The Massachusetts native! Take that, Boston! Sevier in the slot. Gives back. Matheson with a wrister, score!
There it is.
That was the equalizer.
It in! The Cats will not go quietly. 3-2. The Cats will go to game 81 on Saturday night. And at least until the afternoon, they are still alive.
At least
about
until
that?
the afternoon,
How
they
about
are
that?
still alive.
I
we
am
speak.
barely breathing. They're still there, though, man. I mean,
Great game, too.
what's going to happen here? Wow, they got 2 left. They got to win both games.
They have to win out.
And then you got to root hard for Philly to lose, right? That's
Philly
just
has
it.
to lose. Has to lose.
I think if Philly gets 1 point, like Philly even gets a point, they're in.
Yes, yeah. If they go to overtime, it's over.
So the Flyers have got to tank, and
They
the
have to
Panthers
lose.
got to win out. So if you're like trying to figure it all out, we won't do the math on it. That's you boil it all down, that's what it's all about.
And Philly has just the one game left against the Rangers, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So we need
really
the Rangers to do something
They need
for
to
God's
lose
sakes.
in regulation.
Oh, that's all
to
they
the
got to get
Rangers.
through is the Rangers?
Yes.
That's not a very good,
Okay. So it ultimately, you were talking last week, Diener, we had gone 40% chance to make the playoffs. Then it had been 6% chance. If you had to say a percent chance for the Panthers to win, I mean, the odds, they've got to win out 2. They've got to have.
And they play the Bruins again. Their very
Yeah.
last game is in Boston.
In Boston against the Bruins. If you had to say percent chance making the playoffs for the Panthers.
3.
Okay.
Really?
3.
Okay, low. I was going to go 20.
Hey, I cut the last one in half, okay? I feel like it's pretty good.
Well, here's, I think, what's working for them in that
Yeah.
last game against Boston, because they have Buffalo tomorrow night at the last home game. Mm-hmm. That game against Boston, Boston's in the playoffs. Like, they're in. They got their seed. It's the last game of the season. They probably won't be playing a lot of their starters when it comes to that game.
That's what I'm hoping for as well,
Okay.
but it's the last game. I don't know. It's
So what's up with Barkov, man? Is he hurt? I know he got his 100th goal,
literally
but
back and forth all day,
Yeah.
texting all of the people that I know in the Panthers organization, not getting a real word out of anything. Of
Play
what's
against
okay.
Can't
So,
you do something?
let's say Barkov's not available for the next game.
It's
What are
gonna
your,
be rough.
What are your
man.
chances now?
That first goal you heard was
yeah.
Barkov.
Yeah. So what are your chances now of making the playoffs
Oh,
if you don't have
geez.
Barkov for 2 games?
You said 3 already.
One
Yeah.
and a half.
One
Cut
and
it
a,
again.
yeah, let's split that in half.
Cut it
too.
again?
1 and a half.
It's not looking good.
But the Bruins could not get out of their own zone. Last night the Panthers were dominating them.
Yeah.
But then they wound up, still tying it up. But that last goal was great. It was a beautiful thing.
People still really pissed off about that Predators game the other night.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, get over it, losers.
Yeah.
You're sore losers.
It's-
Go back to Nashville. Go play a guitar.
Pretty funny. Coming up here in just a couple minutes. I don't know if you heard all the people. One was Carrie Underwood. You know, she's married to one of the guys on the Predators, and she was just, she was so upset. She was tweeting. We tweeted some nasty stuff at her just to back off, girl.
Screw off.
Coming up, I got a story about what was mailed to the NHL headquarters in protest for their call in that game. And got a question here for Jordan. Are golfers even hot? I mean, is there one dude you can say that's even like the ladies like going, oh, check him out. We'll discuss with her coming up next.
Yep, he's here too. It's Kevin's Other Show, right here on 640 The Hurricane.
Oh, look out, baby. Tortuga. Coming up this
You like
weekend.
the way that sounds.
Jordan, do you go to Tortuga at all?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? It's your
yeah.
thing, huh?
It's cool. It's fun.
It's like so this is just it's the hot place to be this weekend, would you say?
So
yeah.
it's going to be hot.
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna
that's
be
the
real
only
hot.
part that sucks.
Yeah, I
is
mean-
the weather's outside. It's usually super, super hot.
I've heard the most ratchet stories of like people digging holes in the sand and like
Oh
and
yeah.
pooping
Oh
in it.
yeah.
did that really legit
Yes.
happens?
Yes.
That's just so nasty.
Last year when I went, I was with a group and we had tried to meet up with one of his guy friends.
Yeah.
And he comes back like 15 minutes later and said that he just banged someone behind the porta potty.
Oh, why not?
I'm not kidding. I'm not even joking.
I was just standing
Like
in line
in
to
the
drop a
sand.
deuce, and I wound up dropping something else. Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I even asked him. I
Yeah.
was like, "Do you even know who that is?" He goes, "No, I just met her now." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, okay.
all right."
Just
got
threw
pretty
it right
into it
behind
pretty
it
quick.
that quick, huh? It
Yeah.
went down. Gosh.
Everyone's just
Yeah.
hammered. They don't really care.
Man, they literally dig holes
Yeah.
and poo in them.
Yeah, I heard
yeah,
that
who's
story.
gonna wait in line for a porta potty?
Well, exactly. But I mean, it's like that.
That's
Or
unbelievable
walk into
to me.
the ocean and then
Yeah.
come back out.
That's unbelievable to me.
rough.
Like I heard that and I'm like, I'm out.
Well, that's why. Like, I've never been, but I will only go if it's VIP. That sounds really snooty of me, but I will not be in Gen Pop for that.
No, that's just common sense. They shouldn't call it VIP. You should just call it common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is reality,
This
and
is-
that is
I mean, that's
altered
unbelievable.
reality.
Stupidity.
Like, I mean, that's unreal. Honestly, like, if I'm walking over someone's turd on the beach
That's
to
what I'm
listen to
saying.
country
No,
music.
but this is the worst part: is that you're not walking over the turd. You
They
have no
cover it.
idea the turd's
Yes,
there.
they cover
No.
it
So
with
you're
the sand.
sitting there.
Yes.
I know,
They
but
bury
okay, I
it.
know, but isn't there a chance you're going to trip over it? I mean,
If they don't
somehow
bury it
in the-
deep enough.
Were they
somehow-
crapping rocks?
And these people are hammered. Do you think they're going to take time to like carefully
point.
and
Well,
properly
I mean,
bury
I
the
mean, if
turd
they
on
don't
the
want
beach?
people to know that they.
Gosh, it's unbelievable to me.
It's very odd. But just imagine you're sitting there and you listen to some country music. You got a Corona in hand,
And then you
just
smell
dig
poop.
your toes right into the sand.
I
and
got
just
my
get,
toes in the
yeah.
Crap in my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. You got a very different sandal at that point in time.
Yeah, okay.
They're not selling Tortuga well right now at all.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
It's
I mean, you would
horrible
have, you
in
would
The
have
acts
to,
are good. It's just
Yeah.
the people that go aren't the smartest.
but you have to basically be hammered out of your mind to be able to tolerate it. I mean, otherwise, if you're halfway sober in that environment, and this is going on, you're like, it's hot. What, I don't know what's going on here. Like, just please, I have to drink. Like, you would have to be hammered to be at that, and that's it. Okay.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the secret.
I will never go. Not in Gen Pop.
Not
I went
unless-
once.
See, last year
But
I
it's
didn't
not like
do
I can
all
get
three.
tickets through this damn station anyways. What does it make a difference? I'll never go.
Yeah. No, we gave away so many. I got none.
What the hell is that?
I know. I know.
I'm doing all the work over here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's so bad.
So, I'm just kind of curious here. If you wanted to send a message to somebody, which apparently happened with the Nashville Predators, their fans irate still about that. I mean, it's like you guys are in. Like, why are we even dwelling on
That's
this?
why I'm saying, like,
why are you
go
dwelling
home.
on this?
Go put your dip in and shut up.
Yeah, they're still so upset with that Panthers game that happened that apparently some of their numbskull fans have been mailing fish. 2 dead catfish got mailed to the NHL headquarters
Stop.
in Toronto.
Whoa, fish in a newspaper?
Okay, what?
Godfather style.
You never want fish in a newspaper.
Tell me what the message is on that, because you know, as I'm working this out, I'm like, there's worse things other than 2 dead catfish you can mail to somebody, right?
Is it just the symbolism of cats, panthers? Is that
I
what
don't
it
know.
is?
I don't get it. Like, is there a message here? Because honestly, you want to do it. If I want to send a message, I'm digging up a turd on the beach at Tortuga.
From Tortuga.
And that's
mailing that.
That's what I'm mailing the NHL headquarters. Like, what is the 2? Anybody know what that is, or is that just?
It sounds like for me, I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone's trying to be creative. And why would you spend that much time? Like, you have that much time on your hands to go buy 2 catfish
And wrap 'em
mail
up
them?
and mail 'em.
Yeah.
There just seems to be worse things you could mail somebody.
Well, I mean, if you go with the Godfather reference, it's the
Sleep with the fishes.
Yeah, you sleep with the fishes. For every
But
fish
catfish,
you
is that the thing? Is that word?
you sleep in mucky water. I guess I don't know. They left you in the Everglades. I'm guessing is what they're saying. Oh, that could be it. Everglades.
Okay.
It's Nashville.
We just did it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Luca Brasi.
Well, you're looking at the Masters, what's going down here. And I was just kind of curious because, you know, you got somebody like Tebow. Jordan, you'd say Tebow's a good-looking dude, right? I mean, do
He is
chicks talk about
good-looking.
him? Like, if chicks got a
Yes.
shot at Tebow. And I just wonder, like, how much tail does Tebow turn down?
It must be so much.
Have we ever seen him with a girlfriend? Have you ever seen Tebow? I've never seen Tebow with a girl.
He did have one,
He
I believe,
had one
right?
one time, but it was
One time.
Her name
No.
was Mary Magdalene.
Yeah. No, I swear, I think she had like a purest driven snow kind of name.
Yes.
Yep, I'm sure.
Everything about it was just amazing.
Her name was Doris,
Yeah. And
That's
so
an old lady name.
yeah.
That's not a pure name.
a lady of God.
So when like you and your girlfriends, do you talk about Tebow and be like going, "Oh yeah, if I got a shot at that," or like he's super hot, or is it just he just seems like he's a plane above? How do ladies talk about Tebow?
I think when he first was popular, it was, oh my God, he's so hot. He's so hot.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, for some girls, the strictly Christian thing is almost like not like a turn off, but
Yeah.
it's like,
Just say it. It's a turn off.
yeah, it's like,
it's a turn
all
off.
right,
Well,
well,
but you realize there'd be a lot of obligation. There's
Yeah,
going to be a lot of
not even
restrictions
that too.
on this.
It's like, all right, well,
I like
now
to
do
go to
I
bars
have
on
to change who I
Sundays.
am, or is it going to be difficult to get your attention? And it's just sometimes it just seems like too much work.
he's too busy.
Too much work.
So it's
Yeah.
not the other way around. It's not you want to like accept the challenge of trying to get this guy to.
to be honest with you, I did that once.
Okay.
Someone that was like Tebow, and it didn't turn
It didn't
out
turn out
well.
well,
It was like a
Yeah,
waste of my
unless,
time.
Unless the guy's
sorry.
packing a sledgehammer, I don't think it's worth it.
But then you're not going to.
But you're never going to see
you're
it
not gonna bust
or
any
touch
rocks.
it or anything.
You're not busting any
Well,
rocks.
I guess
baby.
so, yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Never
busting any
mind.
rocks.
What do you even know?
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Worth the wait? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Pretty interesting stuff, though. I'm sure everybody knows Tebow, 3-run home run. First pitch he saw in Double-A Binghamton, the Rumble Ponies.
That's
that
right.
sounds. I mean, for a guy, it's that sounds very
like a gay
pornographic,
porn. Yeah,
doesn't it?
sounds like a
Rumble
gay
Rumble
ponies.
ponies.
I mean, honestly, if you had to put it,
It's like the
yeah.
bronies, like like a brony porn.
If you come home, and your man's like going, "Hey, I rented Rumble ponies." Yeah, all right.
You're like, well, I'm a nun. So.
Yeah.
Interesting night.
Oh God.
I love the stat. Tebow's now hit a home run in his first game with all 3 minor league teams he's played for: the Columbia Fireflies, then St. Lucie Mets, and now Binghamton.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
Fireflies. That's a real.
Which one has a better name?
Real
Is
nice
it
name.
The Rumble Ponies or the Fireflies?
Rumble Ponies the best.
That's intimidating.
In fact, I guess, is there a better name in all of minor league baseball than the Rumble Ponies?
That's a good question.
There is, and I just need to find out exactly
Okay, we'll do
where
that.
they're from.
You know what? We'll do that on Monday. We'll rank them out because there are a few. In fact, what are the Marlins? They just renamed their AAA in New Orleans. What are they now? They're like, it's some kind of like whacked out Cajun name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's like a
I'm
funeral
excited.
home
They
or
changed. It
something.
used to be like the Zephyrs or something like that, and now they're something completely different.
yeah.
I'm excited to do this
is a
Monday.
good- no, I got a good one.
Okay, so we got the stat on Tebow. What about any golfers? Because I think back in the day, Tiger was one of the few golfers that kind of turned the tide on. Okay, we're not all like dumpy or fat or whatever.
You're not all John Daly.
Yeah, I think Greg Norman. I think back in the '80s.
I can see that.
Right? Yeah, had the
Yeah,
accent,
right.
mate. Yeah.
That's not enough. This is enough.
Right.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I'd
Greg
say
Norman
like,
was-
them high-haired ladies in the 80s were probably wanting to get a little bit of the shark.
Oh, you kidding
know?
me? Of course.
Yeah. But I mean, how many hot golfers do
He
we
was
have?
like a candle maker.
Yeah, he was. How many hot golfers do we have now? Now, is Tiger Woods, Jordan, is he like, because he's 42 now. So
I
is he-
think he's too old, and
Yeah.
I think that everything that has come out about him is
Too
also
gross?
a turnoff. Yeah.
Okay.
Too gross.
Good point.
Was it the Friendly's waitress that kind of did it? Because that's what did it for me. It really was.
man.
I was like on it all, and then I saw the Friendly's waitress. Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, his ex-wife is attractive, so
Yes.
that's all right.
Yeah,
but-
It's not that he hasn't pulled good tail before, but,
But
I mean,
where was his headspace when he went Friendly's waitress?
he had one of those clown Sundays, and he was in a different mindset.
Dude,
You
that's
know what I
like
mean?
you're-
Just
Just
puts you
messed him
into a
up.
trance.
That's like Tortuga mindset.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
You-
that's crapping in sand.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to Conor McGregor. Maybe he had one of those Sundays at
Yeah,
Friendly's.
One of
Friendly's
those,
Sunday.
the little
Boom.
gumdrop eyeballs.
Yeah.
It makes you hallucinate.
Okay, so Rory McIlroy. Would you say
Yes.
is he
He's hot.
That
was
would you,
quick.
Would you,
When he was at the Honda Classic, that's who I followed
Okay.
around.
He's arguably like the best ass.
Do you
in
still have
golf.
the restraining order on you?
Very funny.
Wait, hold on.
No, I have pictures on my phone though.
Oh,
Okay. Is he the hottest guy in golf? If you had to say.
I think it depends on your taste too, because we were talking about Ricky Fowler earlier.
Okay.
Has the whole boy band look going
does.
on.
he
so
did,
he,
but was he better looking 5 years ago than he is now?
With the big hair?
Yeah, he had that like you look like
he
Bieber.
might be, because now with shorter hair, his
Yeah.
eyebrows stand out a lot, and that's a little much sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you doing with those fur babies on your face?
For real. And then you're almost like, all right, am I gonna have to, keep them in touch for you? I might have to wax them, pluck them. That's just too much.
Okay.
I need to worry about my own.
If I had to say how many bangable golfers are on the PGA Tour, if the number is at 5, would you say it's over or under?
that's a tough number.
5 over under.
You're chiming in way too much.
I
Steve.
think it's
No,
under.
it's listen.
You think it's
I-
under?
Under 5.
Would you put it at 3?
That's,
McIlroy, Fowler, Dustin Johnson.
But
got-
Spieth's a nice looking kid. Too.
he's all right, but for me that wouldn't work. Jordan and Jordan.
Oh,
Just
that's
would-
true.
No, that's
I didn't
really
even think
no,
about that.
that's creepy.
That's what you got to really watch, parents,
That's
with
creepy.
those kind of like semi-androgynous names, because
Right.
your kid might meet the person of their dreams, and if they got the exact same name,
Yep.
it's like it's too weird.
Too weird.
Jordan with an I, Jordan with a Y.
I'm going push on the 5. Just saying.
Push.
Yeah, just saying.
I'm pretty positive.
Diener's got lower standards than Jordan. That's all you're saying with that comment. You got lower standards than Jordan. That's all that means.
No, it does.
All right,
It's true.
good. We're just warming up. We got to rip into Diener coming up. He's doing something on Sunday that's so dorky that I just don't even get. We'll talk about coming up next.
Be part of the show on Twitter at 640 The Hurricane, hashtag Kevin's Other Show.
Oh, yeah, Tortuga weekend. It's Kevin's Other Show. You know, you got us on YouTube. You can watch it on demand or live any day. I recommend on demand because I never know when we're going to start, actually. So, yeah, so check it out on YouTube. That's a better thing to do on demand. But you can see us all there. Check it out. And also, Available on podcasts. It's easy, too. If we ever get preempted by the Yankees or whatever, there's going to be a show. Even if you tune in and we're not here, there is a show.
Damn Yankees.
Yeah. Who, by the way, crapped the bed yesterday.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk as to the Marlins. So.
It's I mean, this is what my buddy's trying to watch. I'm like, dude, it's 162 games. He's like, we're flipping between that and the Panthers. I'm like, come on, this Panthers game means something.
Yeah,
you have 1 billion games before the end of the season.
Yeah, you
Shut
got to
up.
lose that friend. It's over.
Josh, it's over.
All right, Diener.
What?
I'm not gonna.
What'd
I'm
I
not gonna.
do?
I'm not gonna go big into WrestleMania on Sunday.
I mean, it's a big story.
I mean, I can't spend a ton of time on fake sports, but there was, and I was talking because Diener possibly does one of the only, if not the only,
I think it might be.
show on wrestling on talk radio.
That's right.
Like
Did we check out?
physically on the
Is there
airwaves.
anyone that's actually on broadcast radio? I know they've got to have like podcasters,
Sure.
dudes
Oh,
in
there's
mom's
tons of
basement
those.
or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tons of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually mom's basement. That's right.
Yeah, but the thing that always cracks me up, because I've got a 9-year-old son that is really into wrestling. And I remember when I was his age, my friends were into wrestling. It was big, and it was a great era, too. I mean, I was like back at like WrestleMania 3, if you remember that.
Sure, you're talking Andre the Giant and
Oh, yeah.
Macho Man and Hogan.
Oh, yeah, that was it. That was where, Hogan slammed. And so,
Yeah.
But when you're a kid that age, you get it. So
I was into it when I was a kid too.
that I
Then
understand.
I grew up.
Exactly.
Wait, what are you
And I
guys
grew
trying to
up-
say?
The thing that I don't get about wrestling, and it baffles me, I get it if you're there. Like if I'm there with my son Cannon, and and he wants a lot of times for me to get into it like he is, and I would. But the guy who is there that's middle aged, that doesn't have a kid in the game, and he is there just like it's never gotten past him.
Yeah, I want my kid to get me into it. I don't want to get my kid into it. That feels weird to me.
So you still explain to me how it is, because your kids are too young, Diener,
That's
to
right.
like, be
They have
into it.
no clue what's going on.
It's not
No.
their passion that's driving you into this. It's yours. What is going on? And there are a couple things that in the wrestling game watching, they've picked up the athleticism a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a couple guys like flipping around off, and I'm like going, okay, that's kind of cool. They got a couple guys that do that. I'm like, that's fun to watch. And they do have a bunch of hot chicks in there.
Well,
Yes,
which
they
is
do.
what they do better now is the women are better fighters.
Yeah,
Back in the
for
day,
sure.
Right.
back when it was like Sable and all stuff,
Yeah.
it was just who's going to lose their top first.
Yep.
That's when I stopped watching wrestling.
Yeah. So I mean, that part is a little bit better.
Can I just tell you guys a funny story real quick?
Yeah, of
I
course.
was home in Buffalo over the weekend, and my cousins are all younger than me. They're all under 16. So my 12-year-old cousin, we thought one night, what can you do that's clean and fun with them? We were making prank phone calls.
Oh, that's fine.
So my cousin's like, oh, I got one. He goes, call Walmart right now. So we call Walmart, and they answer. And he plays on his phone, John Cena!
Yeah, there we go.
And all I thought of was Diener the entire time. And he just kept playing it and playing it and playing it. And
Yeah, that's actually
he's
a pop.
12.
Yeah.
He's 12.
Good,
Okay.
so we have something in
He's
common.
12.
He's 12.
He's
Do you hear
12.
this?
I'm only 20 years older than him. It's no big deal.
So what is the driving force? And explain to me,
Yes.
middle-aged guy without kid at wrestling events.
That one's hard to explain.
Okay.
Because I have two views on this. Number one,
All of this is hard. to
no, see, it's very easy to explain. I'm gonna by the end of this, Ricky, you're gonna watch
I'm waiting for you
WrestleMania
to
with me
explain.
on Sunday. By
Waiting
the
for
end
you
of
to
this.
explain.
So at some point, I actually did lose interest as well. Probably like 17 or so.
Yeah.
And for about maybe
Right, chicks become more important.
yeah, so I stopped
and,
watching
and you
for a while.
find that it's hard. Jordan, do you think it's hard to date like 25 a dude that would be so into wrestling? I'm not talking about he's a passive guy, but he's really into it. And he has like thumbtacked wrestling posters on his wall.
Yeah, that's
fathead.
just too weird.
Is that tough? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's you see, it's a conflict.
Sure.
When you've got a deep passion for
It's
wrestling.
almost like focus on a real sport. Like,
I mean,
it's just,
See, I can't. So this is what the ladies are thinking. So it comes in direct conflict.
Well, listen, dude, he got married. Once he got married, he's like, I don't need to impress
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
anymore.
exactly. There
I
you
bet
go.
that's what happened. You got married.
And then he has a son, so now as his son gets older, it's just even more of an
excuse
excuse.
Funny, you tricked.
Like, this
you,
chick ain't going nowhere.
Gosh, you tricked your wife.
Right.
You put the wrestling on the back burner, and then when she was locked in,
Yes.
then you
Brought it
opened
out.
up the trunk, and you're like going, "Yeah, baby." You brought
Too
out
late.
the fake belts, and it was time to go again.
the fake belts.
Consummated their marriage and pulled out the
belt.
World
The
Wrestling
second it was
Federation.
over.
Yeah. He's
The
like,
second it was over.
I have conquered.
Holding up the championship belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Gave her the people's eyebrow.
What does your wife think about you being passionate into wrestling?
She drinks a lot, I imagine.
No, I mean, does she watch it with you? Is she into it with you, or is it like she just does her own thing?
No, she actually, you know what? When we watch it, because when I record it and we watch it maybe later in the week, and I run through
How many
it
hours
on the
a week?
He
DVR.
records it.
Yes.
How many hours of professional wrestling are you watching a week?
There's 5 hours of programming.
Okay,
Between
So
Monday
he's
and
watching
Tuesday.
5 hours of
Also-
programming.
Are you watching a full 5 hours of professional wrestling a week?
I would
Yes.
say when you take into account all the time it takes to watch those shows, I would say about 2 hours by the time I'm running through it, and so it's not too much time invested in it. And then the time it takes to actually do a wrestling show.
What is your favorite
Yeah.
thing to watch in wrestling? Is it the awful smack talk on the mic?
Sweating.
Is it? Well, to me, this fascinates me because when I'm
Yeah.
watching with
I'm
my
with you.
son, I'm sitting there in the crowd. I'm looking like, there's no way that guy has a kid with him, and he doesn't. I'm
No.
like, what is his story? I'm just fascinated by what is this guy's story? Why is
Yeah.
he there?
I can't really vouch for the guys that go by themselves and dress up as the Undertaker. And actually, what happened is this is actually pretty funny. One of the listeners on the wrestling show, loves listening to the show.
Oh,
and
you
whatnot.
have one. That's
yes,
very
but the
nice.
one guy who likes the show, he's a big wrestling fan.
That was
I'd
too
love
easy.
to see his audience.
You don't want to see
I'd love to
us.
see his
Oh, you
audience.
kidding me? They're
Because
the midget wrestlers.
If you do a live taping, I gotta come watch this. 'cause-
Oh, yes.
yeah. I'd love to see who's there.
It's embarrassing. So he was watching on our live feed one night and says to me, "Hey, I got tickets for."
Okay, hold on real quick. I just want to explain what's happening. Here's a guy by himself.
Yep.
Yes.
He's watching the live feed of an AM
Facebook
professional
Live,
wrestling.
Radio
That's correct.
show.
That's correct. Very passionate.
I just wanted to paint the picture of loneliness
For all of you.
and desperation and
And it's not-
sadness.
this is the worst part. It's not even on the station's live feed. It's on his personal
It's on
Facebook
it's on
live
Facebook
feed.
Live.
Dude,
yeah.
this whole thing is dripping with sadness. I mean, I'm actually becoming very depressed. I need to drink right
He's like,
now.
you brought this
Okay,
up.
so tell us about this lonely man
Yes.
that's watching your Facebook feed as you do an AM wrestling show.
He invited me to go to live taping of Monday Night Raw.
And what did you say?
I said, "Yeah, I'll think about it."
Of course he said yes.
Of course
What
I
did
said
I do?
yes.
I didn't go. I was so scared.
You
I was so
should've
scared.
been.
I didn't go. But you know what the funny thing is? I
Oh, there
actually
goes your
saw him
one
on
listener.
TV. No,
You
I
did?
did.
Did he?
had
Okay,
great
was
You
he
saw
dressed?
him on TV.
Yes, he had great seats. His ringside seats. I actually kind of regret it.
Not
Was
going.
there an empty seat next to him?
Oh,
He
that's
couldn't find
oh
anyone
my
else to
god,
That's
go.
terrible.
You broke
dude,
his
that's so
heart.
sad.
You are a.
Oh,
That's
I didn't think the
mean.
story could get any more sad.
It just did.
Oh, it got so sad.
I let him down.
You let him down big
my
time.
God.
It's like my favorite wrestling show on television.
And he wouldn't go with me.
I love this, and I want to go with my favorite wrestling host. I guess I'm just gonna go by myself.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
I
that
start
just-
crying.
I'm gonna cry into my popcorn.
I'm weeping. Oh my
This is
gosh!
horrible. This is really.
Oh man!
You're a
oh,
Flash
man.
man. Catch us Saturday nights.
Okay.
don't promote the show.
We'll edit that out later.
Jordan's on there too. Yeah, Jordan's on there too.
Oh my god!
Edit that out later.
All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We talked a little bit about Rick Pitino and whether or not he was going to be coming to FIU. People were getting excited about it. In fact, I even saw FIU Twitter feeds, man. They were like going, oh, we're going to get Pitino. Are you going to get Pitino? We got the definitive answer for you next.
You can tell his wife. Just don't tell those other guys. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Sorry.
Why? What's going on here?
Ricky
what am I
hates
missing?
me right now.
What was
Sorry.
supposed to happen? He wasn't.
He is.
Don't
No,
don't do it, Ricky. Do not
Stop
do it.
it. Oh,
Don't
no.
do it. Gosh.
I was trying to. I was torn.
You
It is
had
a-
a
it is
great
a staple.
song.
I did.
It
That
is
was
a
a
staple.
great song.
No.
I mean, it's
Every
Friday,
Friday-
little party.
Every
A
Friday,
little party
last
from the
segment,
90s.
we hit
it's
Sandstorm.
Friday.
I legally couldn't even drink when this song came out. That's how old it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is how we get up on Fridays,
Get
Kevin.
up.
This
It's
is
how
how
I
we
get-
do
it's
this.
how I get out.
I was. I was.
This
really
is the song
conflicted.
that he preps his wrestling show to.
It's
You
true.
kidding me?
Yeah. I listened to this
Oh
in my ears.
gosh.
I was so conflicted coming back from break. I'm like,
You did the right
Ricky's
thing.
looking at
No,
me. You know,
You
he
did
went,
the right
no,
thing.
no.
Yeah,
Ricky made
I
a bad
tried.
call there.
No.
That was
Tried.
not the right move.
No.
Not the right move.
I can't believe you. You're dead to me, Diener. I will now just look this way.
I thought it was a long shot that FIU was going to get Rick Pitino for many different reasons. One, baggage from Louisville, which hasn't been cleared up yet. Two, beneath him. Sorry, FIU, but I mean, come on. You know, you're not the destination program. And strike
Can't
three.
wait to go all the way down the turnpike.
Yeah. Strike three is the fact that your son was just there, and there's no doubt he has ego. You have to have ego, and you're Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
You got ego. And your son used that job as a stepping stool. And he was there 1 year as a stepping stool. You're not going to go where your son was as your last hurrah to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, that'd be really weird.
Yeah. So I thought
do it.
I thought it was a long shot anyway, but boy, I was just kind of checking out some of the Twitter feeds, FIU and the Barstool and everything else that was going on there, and they're all so excited. They're like, okay, it's happening. It's happening. There's hype. Pitino is coming here. Rick Pitino, what he's going to do to Panther basketball, we're going to get on the map.
There's so many hookers.
That would have helped in recruiting.
I think
It is a
would've,
good
yeah.
recruiting tool. I mean, it's worked.
And it would have
Worked
helped.
I
Ain't going to
would've
happen. Ain't going to happen.
No?
No, I was checking out. Dan Patrick had Rick Pitino on yesterday. He's not going to be doing a lot of interviews, so he hopped on with Dan Patrick because he's trying to throw out what he can
Yeah.
with this whole FBI investigation into escorts and blow and whatever else was going on at Louisville.
Pretty Miami.
Yeah, it was. And so he's trying to do what he can to throw in that last, okay, this is kind of his thing, saying, look, he maintained his innocence.
Yeah.
That was the one thing, and that's mainly why he went on with Dan Patrick yesterday, right before we got on. But he did talk about his son, Richard, who's now at the University of Minnesota, and this is Richard, who was at FIU. And this is what his son is telling him to do about continuing to coach.
You've coached in 3 national championship games. You've been to 7 Final Fours. You coached the Knicks and the Celtics. Why don't you just be happy and get on with your life? And you know what? He's right. He's 100% right.
Yeah. So basically, he said it right there in 11 seconds. Rick Pitino is just going to ride off into the sunset. He's done. That was it.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, arguably. What else is he
would
going to
be
do?
if he goes back to the NBA? Maybe. I mean, he's not going to get a power conference team right now.
What the story was that Rhode Island, he went with them, looked at them. The athletic director wanted to hire him. It was all good. The contract went in front of the president, who said no. Not gonna have
that's
this
what
baggage.
happened. Because I saw he was going there.
Yeah, and then the president shot it down. And I think for Rick Pitino, he's like, look, even if I'm acquitted, I'm not going to be able to shake this. I'm going to have this stink on me forever. And at my age and what I've already done, and after the Rhode Island thing, I'm not going to keep hoping that job after job is going to take me. Because could you imagine if the same thing happened at FIU, where your ego is at that point? You're already hit from having to get yanked out of Louisville.
Yeah.
Then you have it happen at Rhode Island. Now you're like, wait, FIU won't take me?
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's like every time you check your credit goes down kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the exact same situation. It's like you don't want to keep
Similar
getting denied for the same.
He did throw in one other spot in the interview. He said, it's probably not going to work for me in college basketball. So,
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. We've seen the last of Pitino coaching. He's
Wait,
done.
in college basketball?
Yeah, so he's out.
Does he mean that maybe he'll go to the professional league?
I don't think so. I mean, is this sad? Are we sad for him that this is how his career is going to end?
No, I think he's had a great career.
Yeah?
I mean, did he get? Yeah, I don't feel anything for Rick Pitino. A lot of people in the comments that I was reading just from that interview, most of the people don't believe him. Nobody was believing him, saying, "I don't believe you, dude."
That's the thing about it, and he's done some shady stuff in the past.
Yeah,
And
he was trying to defend basketball and college basketball in general, which is taking a little bit of a shot for everything. And he said, "Look, 90% of college basketball is clean." That's what Rick Pitino was saying. 90% of it's clean. He said, Larinaga, Miami. Completely clean. He said, I know in my heart of heart, my soul, Larinaga is completely clean. All the allegations against him
Yeah.
are totally unfounded. So I don't know. To me, I kind of like a little bit of dirt in my college. I like.
No,
I
I think it's what that's kind of what the reason why Lane
like a
Kiffin
little-
was like such a big thing, because it was
Yeah.
like there was like the moving around and the shucking and jiving and the
Yeah, a
lion,
little
and you're like,
flavor.
ooh, like
It's a little flavor,
Yeah, it's like almost
Yeah.
like it's like wrestling.
I like that. It's kind of like if you have a
but
bloody
it means something.
Careful.
Yeah.
Hey, those guys are real athletes, okay? They put their bodies on the line just like other athletes. So it's scripted.
Where was
So
this
they say
fire?
who's gonna
Where was
win.
this fire last segment?
It's
I don't
building
know.
up. It's all coming out now.
Where
It's all
was
coming
the
out.
fire in anything else we've talked about?
He's
going to
be driving angry today on
Yes.
the way home.
So angry.
They're always discounting my wrestling.
and I should have said,
It's real.
yeah.
He's gonna replay it in his head over and over and
He's just
over.
gonna
He's just going to
and
constantly
over.
replay it in his car. He's
Yeah.
going to go to the podcast.
Storylines.
And
Storylines.
he's going to be watching WrestleMania on Sunday looking for Sad Larry out in the crowd.
That has to be the saddest story. Not
That's
only
terrible. You really broke his
dude,
heart.
You just about ruined my weekend with that.
No, I'm really sorry.
If I could go back, I'd have to take back that segment. 'Cause
I
I,
mean,
didn't
we
think- I thought it
should-
was going to be fun because we're going to rip on Diener, but it actually turned out to be very sad.
It was kind of sad.
is that a guy who calls into your show all the time?
No, but he comments a lot.
He should call into this show, and let's try and help Larry out a little bit. Get
I'd
him
like
some
to.
friends.
Take him under wing, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, because he treats him like crap.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Larry.
I'm going
We'll
to
be
go
your
check
friend.
out Lane tomorrow. FAU,
Yes.
they're going to be having an open practice tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Going to be at Carter Park in Fort Lauderdale, and then they're doing a youth football clinic right after. It's I think it's like $20 I saw if you do it, and I think the clinic is like at 1:30 something like that. It's in the calendar, but it's like the proceeds are going to go to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting the victims in there, so they're doing it for a really good cause. On top of that, yeah, I got the clinic down 1:15 to 2:15 tomorrow. You're going to see Devin Singletary, American Heritage Del Rey dude, Gerald Hearns from Dwyer. He's the second team running back, and also defensive end Tim Bonner. If you saw Last Chance U, you get to see those three cats out there. So check it out. All right, hey, make sure you jump on for our little VIP for Fort Rock Festival, because probably the only place aside from Tortuga you don't want to go and have to use the toilet is the Fort Rock Festival, because you know what? Heavy metal
Woof.
guys don't even bury their turds.
No, they just leave them there.
Yeah.
Larry,
They
you can't
crap
step
in their
on
hands
them.
and throw them at you like
Yeah.
apes.
You get VIP restrooms to see Ozzy, Godsmack, Stone Temple Pilots, Five Finger Death Punch, Stone Sour. If you want these tickets, go to 640thehurricane.com right now. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and podcast. Kevin's other show.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's other show on 640 The Hurricane.